In this video, I'm going to answer a question that I received quite a bit, which is what are the trends that I see in coaching in general? I see three main important trends in large multinationals, in companies and organizations when we talk about coaching. The first one is I see clear evolution from coaches working in an individual fashion, one-to-one with their clients, towards teams of coaches working together as a team to realize objectives and help organizations to advance in whatever their strategic or operational goals may be. And in a way it's understandable, right? Different coaches may be trained in different coaching schools with different coaching philosophies, with different techniques, but the organizations they work for, they have one particular or one clear goal in mind. So I see more and more companies actually collaborating with organizations or companies that have teams of coaches in place. And the second thing I see that there is more and more a necessity for coaches to receive a common training using the same method or with the same background so they can be consistent in the delivery of service towards companies. Large companies, multinationals, no longer recruit individual coaches. They will probably recruit companies to deliver to them the service of coaching. And so therefore, becoming more organized, having a common training, and working together with other coaches, not individually, but as a team, is clearly one of the most important and the first trend I wanted to point it out. A second one is the whole move towards holistic coaching. And with holistic coaching, I mean that we don't only focus on the objectives of the person in terms of getting things done or developing a certain competency or reaching a certain goal, but looking at the individual from all aspects. And then I talk about physical, I talk about mental, I talk about emotional, psychological, I talk about social, organizational, and even spiritual. Right? By approaching the individual in a holistic way, the impact will be much, much bigger. And in the brain balance, we look at different activities that together can help the individual to improve their performance in general and their well-being in life. We talk not just about being focused, concentrated, which will be very important for productivity at work, especially for knowledge workers, but also the capacity to disconnect, to have good sleep, good quality sleep, to have sufficient physical exercise in life, to relate well with others, to reflect, to meditate and have meditation practices incorporated in life, but also to have playful activities and to have very well developed and very well revised and re-revised protocols and automatisms, routines, because it will help the brain to free up space to be focused on other things. So this holistic approach, by looking at the integral health of an individual and the integral complexity of an individual, is a second trend that coaches can no longer ignore. A third one would definitely be, and it sort of builds further on the two previous points, is for coaches to be able to work on a systemic level. Individuals live and work within systems, within social groups. If we accompany them as individuals, we might overlook those aspects. And it's a very basic principle in systems therapy. The classical example is if you take out a child with anorexia and you treat them for this, very often we see that if this child is taken out of the family, other children start to develop symptoms or problems because it's not the child who's sick, it's a system that has a serious problem, a structural problem.